Hi, my name is Michelle Mall. I'm from Atchison, Alberta. One of the reasons I got involved in DNA was Dr. Lyle Oberg, a founder of genetics, brought a sequencer to Edmonton, Alberta years ago. He approached me actually on a golf course about what his science and what he's seen a dream of being, of how we could use genetics to live longer, to live healthier, to help weightlifters, to help people lose weight. Very, very diversified and very, uh, what do I say, a great deal of science background was involved in this. And Dr. Lyle Oberg approached me with, I guess the theory would have been, if we could make people's lives better, if we can make people live longer, would you be interested? I said, of course I would be, and let's talk about some of the science. When he explained to me what a sequencer can do, how we could read a gene from your mother, a gene from your father, I was sold instantly. When he added on that we can get into the cancer research, we can get into muscle development, we can get into how a person recovers, what a person should be eating and metabolizing things. I was sold and I was convinced right off the bat. As we dug deeper into the science, we found out there were so many more positives to genetic testing and doing it on a commercial base where it's private, it's individual. We can now tell people how they were different to the person standing next to them. We found out things like how you individually how lactate acid leaves your body. Again, we need to know that for recovery and muscle generation. There's so many things we learned and we uncovered, and this genetic company was the forefounder of some of those researches that were done and also putting them into place. So no one else in the world that I know of has actually taken genetic results and said, we're going to turn this into a business and it's going to benefit thousands and thousands of people. I have to say, Carmen is probably one of the most knowledgeable people I know with genetics. I'm a very history-based person, so I can listen to people tell me what they want to tell me. But again, I want to see that they actually are saying what they mean. Carmen has feet on the ground for probably over 5,000 people where she's taken genetic results and actually got into that person's life and been able to benefit them and help them individually. So what she might tell one person would be drastically different than what she'll tell another, depending on their results. Genetic research is something, the path that I'm certainly going to go down for a long time. I believe 100% in Carmen and Matt and their science behind things, because we were some of the inventors of those products, and what they can do with the tools that they have will blow everyone away. I mean, it is the new science behind weight loss. It is the new science behind building muscle. So many things. Health generation, so degenerative diseases, how do we deal with them? How do we get your body from fight to flight? Do we get people eating the proper foods, or again, eating one of the wrong foods that again puts their body back into that fight situation when we're already maybe conquering a degenerative disease, or maybe we're trying to build muscle, or maybe lose weight. If we're eating the wrong foods, and again, it could just be so little as too much protein, too much fats, too much carbs. I believe what we're doing right now, what Carmen and Matt have figured out the science, they've unlocked the genetic code, they figured out the keys, they have the tools, and Carmen has more experience than anyone I know with that one-on-one person to get to where you want to go. They're different, and there is a ton of science based behind this, and I believe in it 100%. So what I'd like to start with is a little bit of background on Hashim. So Hashim is our geneticist who has his master's degrees in geneticists, and we're so lucky to have Hashim. Hashim is a type of scientist that has feet on the ground rocking. So when Hashim tells us a result and he understands the science behind it, we also understand the science, but it's very, very technical. What Carmen and Matt have the capability of doing, and in my mind, there's no one in the world that has the experience that they do. They can take the results from Hashim and basically apply them to an individual. So you get your individual results, but there's no one out there that we know of in the world that can say, I'm going to read a genetic makeup and I'm going to tell you what it means and how it's going to apply to you as an individual. So they have the advantage of taking the results, applying it to an individual, and again, knowing how to apply it. So again, if you were to get a genetic makeup of the test results of, say, person number A, and find out that person number A has this, this, and this, and this is their genetic makeup. Again, Carmen and Matt can take that and apply that science to how, again, do you want to lose weight? Do you want to gain muscle? Are you fighting with a degenerative disease that we just need to get you on the right path where you're eating the right foods, that you're not putting your body into a fight, you're putting it into that flight situation. I believe Carmen and Matt are experts and have mastered this. Being that Carmen has taken, again, I'm going to say roughly 2,000 to 5,000 clients and did this exact thing, she has the history behind it. Like I don't think anyone else in the world does. So she's watched what's happened to clients when she feeds a genetic mutation that might say they can metabolize fats well. Then she gives this person that diet of maybe a higher fat diet, and we watch. And all their life they've been told, don't eat fat. It's a misconception in our industry. Until you get a genetic test done, you don't know what you can. There's no other science base to tell you that. So through Matt and Carmen's testing, you now know that. So now they take that information, but it's not as simple as that of just saying eat a low fat or a high fat diet. There's other things that come into play because this isn't as simple as one genetic test that says that. There's multiple tests that show a number of different things. So you might not have the susceptibility to want to work out. So they know how to get you in the gym, to get you working out. So they don't maybe spend as much time on the day-to-day stuff, but more time on how do we actually get this person motivated to get in here. I believe motivation is a big part of what we need to do. So if you're coming to Carmen and Matt for weight loss, the motivation needs to be there to commit to their program. If you're here for muscle generation, they're here to help you with that. If you're here for a degenerative disease, they're here to tell you how to put your body into fight, not flight. I like to think of Carmen and Matt as experts in the genetic field with feet on the ground. So they know what some of their clients have done, how they've reacted, and they know how to change and make small changes to say, you're this, you're that, you're different than the person that sits beside because of your makeup. So they have the recipe to get you to where you want to go in a scientific way. So anyone sitting on the fence about genetic testing or DNA, and again, to go on a fad diet or go down the genetic, a lot of people up front are scared about genetics. It's a big word. It's not a common used word. It's becoming more common in our day-to-day lives. And I think there's a big misconception about what is genetic testing, what is DNA testing. We can get into that, but again, I don't think that's the time right now. But again, my whole thing here is, if you're sitting on the fence and you don't know and you're maybe a little bit scared of genetic testing, let's just look at it this way. There's cookie cutter model diets that have absolutely no science behind them. There's also diets that have a little bit of science, or they have some history where they say they have some claims, or they have some people that have got up and showed some of their pictures on weight loss or told a story. Again, most of these fad diets, again, don't have any science based, or their basis are on something that's maybe worked with him and not with her. But then again, if you are to take a panel of 100 people and ask any of these fad diets, whether it's this diet to that diet, I think you'll find that out of those 100 people, you're going to have lots of different ideas. When it comes to genetic testing, if you were to ask 100 people and get 100 people's results, it's science. If you're following what they tell you to do, it is. This is your makeup. Again, science doesn't lie. Anyone sitting on the fence, they need to try genetic testing. You can't be scared of genetic testing. Get online, have a look around, educate yourself, and go with the science. I don't like fad diets. I like the truth. And that's why I'm here giving my testimonial, because I believe in this and I understand the science, and it is the way to go. It is the future of weight loss, muscle generation, and a way to help degenerative diseases fight back.